And we are live. Yo, Fluffs, good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Hey, PJ, how's it going, man?
Oh, good, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh,
Hope you're doing.
I just typed in the chat where S starting. I meant starting.
It's starting. Yeah,
S starting.
we're starting the thing. But it's good to see you, man. Good to see everybody in the chats. Thank you for coming. One Spirit was first. Good to see you, Miss Mod Queen B. Hello, hello. Glad you could make it, and obviously PJ Cruikshank. Um, yeah, I was supposed to have a debate tonight. Remember? But the
Yeah.
guy, we scheduled it for today. He still hasn't answered me. Is he still up for it? But I do understand it's Australia and it's early that side. The guy might still be sleeping. So I
Mm.
am looking out for the messages on my Discord in case he pops in. But I
Yes.
was thinking this would be a good theme anyway, even if the guy doesn't show up. Is there still a debate?
Yeah. That's what I put in the chat. There is no debate. I didn't mean there is no debate tonight because I didn't know at the time. There is no debate. No global evidence. No global evidence. No debate.
Exactly. Um, yeah, I don't think there is really a debate anymore. The Earth is flat, and that's that.
Mm.
I
That,
mean, what is there to debate actually? Because
that's
at the
it.
moment we just actually arguing with anti-flat earthers who just don't want to get out of their cult belief.
Mm. And they like to argue gravity, and there's definitely no debate there. You know,
Gravity.
gravity. No,
Oh no,
mavity.
miss some water. Yeah, but it's good to see you all. If you guys haven't already, thank you for coming. Please hit the likes, share the show, let people know the show is going on. Ah, so something interesting happened. Exactly, Nathan Oakley. Good to see you. There is no debate. The
Hmm.
Earth is measured flat. I
That's it.
100% concur.
That's it.
So guess what, guys? I got another copyright strike today for my own content.
For you got copyrighted on your own What you doing? What you doing? Copyrighting yourself, right?
It's this more jack of all trades. Remember 3 months ago he copyright struck me for something else on my own content?
I think so. Yeah.
Today he did it again on Sean Hawkins' video that I did.
Oh wow.
It's not even his stuff, but he has the audacity to copyright strike me on my content.
Wow, unbelievable. What was it? Jack of all trades. What was it? He copyrighted you on before then. What was it? What
That
did he own?
Humpty Dumpty on the wall.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because
Okay.
every time he gets shown to be a total complete moron, he copyright strikes me.
Right.
And YouTube's policy is so stupid that I have to give my personal information to him just to fight the claim
That is
because
ridiculous.
it's an actual legal battle. And I don't want to give that stalker my information.
It's bad. It's ridiculous. People can just claim it whether it is one or not, and then it gets sorted out later on. No, you shouldn't be able to
But
claim it if it's not one.
but that's what I'm saying. So they don't even check the stuff.
No,
They just accept it and then it's up to me
sort it. Yeah.
to sort. But I mean, I don't want to give my personal information to that moron.
No, why would you want to? No.
I wanna quickly go and see if I can get his channel up so everybody can see every single thing on his channel is my content. Every single thing, everything.
It's
Okay.
unbelievable. Oh, we got Lucky Haskins in the chat. Good to see you, man. Sovereign as well.
Hey, Sovereign Soul, what's up? Lucky Hastings, good to see you too, man. Glad you can
You
make
already
it.
said hello to Nathan, obviously. I wasn't missing Nathan out, obviously, but you'd already said hi to Nathan.
Entire window. Let's see. Let's do this. Look at this, guys. Jack of all trades. This is the moron you guys should be.
Of course, I remember now.
Anyway, this is his channel. He's got 56 subscribers, 146 videos. All of this
Wow.
is me.
Wow.
Literally me. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't say anything. He just changes the contrast this way and lets me talk. That's
Well,
all he
actually,
does.
really? He doesn't even
And he
change the
doesn't
content.
change nothing. That's all he does. He changes the contrast and lets me talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he says stuff like struggles with the air pressure gradient or whatever. That's what he says. Now, 99% of his content is me.
Yeah, I see Dell and Witsit.
Yeah, but
Mainly
that's
you.
from that Down Witsit is from my channel,
Of
from
course
my
it is.
streams.
Of course, yeah.
Now tell me something. How is it that a channel that literally just does everything about me can copyright strike me on my content?
That's ridiculous. I seen
And this is the
Brandon.
videos. Then you get to all the shorts. Let's get to all the shorts.
No, I did see Brandon's there, but I was probably you looking through Brandon's as well.
Really weird stuff. So because you just change the filter to make it look cartoony, you think that is changing the content.
Yeah,
Got
but
news for you, mate.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. But they get away with that. It's fair use, but yet you can't get away with. Do you know what I mean?
But you know what I'm saying?
A lot
But you
less.
understand what I'm saying? So he can do this.
Mhm.
Watch you just make my stuff cartoony. Don't say a bugger all thing.
Yeah, and
And
never on it.
when
That's all.
when I show my stuff,
Yeah.
let's go to Sean Hawkins.
Does he give you credit in that? Like, does he put your
No,
put your
there's no credit.
What,
Of
no
course
link
he
in
won't
his-
give you credit because he's trying to insult me. But
No,
let's go
no.
to Sean Hawkins' idiocy. This is Sean Hawkins using his stuff,
Yeah,
correct? Which is my stuff.
yeah, of course.
This is what I replied to. 57 seconds long, guys, which is my content. Then I had 7 minutes extra of my live stream on there, and I get copyright strike for my content.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
So what does that tell you guys?
Beyond the jest, man.
So let's put it this way. If that Bart guy ever sees me, he better hope he hides behind a rock. Because, yeah. Anyway, enough of that troll. If that's all he's got to do in life is try and disrupt people's lives with his idiocy, I mean, I can easily get his channel taken down now. I can copyright strike every single video there if I wanted to. But what's it going to do? It's just going to give my personal information to the bloke. And that's not what I want. Because he is literally belongs in a mental institute.
If you're doing crap like that, then yeah, I mean, there's not even like he's not even putting any of his own audio to it. He's not
no content.
Not reviewing it. He's not. You know what I mean? He's not even. He's just mirroring you and putting a filter.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said there's no debate.
And
because this is all they got at the end of the day.
And
that's the tactics they got. Yeah, because he can't win an argument. This is what he does. He's that same idiot that, remember, organized the debate with Modern Day Debates.
Okay.
And they never showed up, and I had to end up debating Leo and Mark Reed.
No doubt.
Yeah. This was that idiot that ran away from that and said it's me that set it up.
Oh, yeah. That's people.
Well, I got all the emails.
People try to make your life harder. That's it.
The guy doesn't even know how to converse in an email, so... He's very obsessed, guys. But anyway, good to see everybody else that came. DJ D, what's up, man? What? Hello. Kiana Spice, glad to have you in. It's good to be seeing you. YouTube, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. And Kevin B, what's up? That idiot is some guy that better hope he never walks into me one day. That's that idiot. Like I said, the only reason I don't claim back, fight the claims is because I don't want to give my personal information to the guy.
That's right.
Because he is unstable, and I know he will be giving it to as much people as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, so all they got left to look is right, just doing crap like that because they can't do it with evidence.
He's got no evidence.
And I mean, fair enough, be a baller if you want to, but don't be an anti-flat earther. You know what I mean?
No, but you see, there's a difference between an anti-flat earther and literally an obsessed guy that will go and strike people's own content because they are shown to be a moron.
Exactly.
Shows you the guy has no argument. But yeah, 28 people watching, guys. Please hit the likes, share the show. Really, really do appreciate you all. Hey, Glenn Solch, what's up, man?
See, ballers are just deceived. Anti-flat earthers are willingly ignorant. You know what I mean?
Exactly. If anybody interested to come in and talk, Here's the link for the StreamYard. You guys can click the link and come in, and we can have a chat. Be great to have you in, because I don't think that other guy's going to show up, because it was scheduled for 10 minutes ago, and I think he would have been here by now. So yeah, guys, hit that link and come in and chat. It'll be great to talk to you. Solve, if you available, great to have you in as well. We can track about that latest review you've been doing as well.
Hit the link and hit the like.
Yeah. Yeah, Guyana, the debates are actually a waste of time, but like I've been saying to Michael and stuff, to me, it's just for the sport. It's just having a fun, a hobby, because there is no debate. It's just to have fun.
Yeah, it's like debating evolution. We know evolution's rubbish, but it's fun to do.
Yeah, it's insane.
Of course, like I say, evolution's not even a good concept. It's a bad idea, and very, very, very evil idea as well.
Gavin B, I was talking to my nephew. He's a glober, but I got him to question the moon landings. I think I'm making progress to get him to flat Earth. That's great news, man.
Good start, because that's where I started, moon landings, even though I still believed in space after that. But moon landings, yeah.
But it's a start. It's
Yeah.
definitely a start, yeah. And TB, great to see you too, man. But yeah, we just have to keep showing how stupid the globe is, and that's practically all we need to do.
That's it.
Yeah. So do you have anything exciting we can go look at tonight?
I never even thought. I just thought we would be doing the debate. I wasn't sure.
I can debate you.
There's no point in debating me. I think we agree on most things.
Coffee or tea?
Oh, definitely coffee.
Hey, Sov's in. What's up, man? Good to see you, Sov.
Cool.
What's going on? Hey, I had that same guy. He did some little short thing
You
like
don't use
that.
well, I saw, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, what is even the purpose of this? I was like, whatever. I get crazy people all the time. I just figured he's another one of those nutcases, And
But you see what he does? He just takes people's content, makes it cartoony, says absolutely sweet bugger all about it, and puts it on.
And then he turned around and copyrighted on you.
He copyrighted my own stuff. He copyrighted my own content.
Wow.
It's the second time he's done this, by the way. The other one he did 3 months ago is expiring in like 15 hours. And now he's done it again this morning.
Oh, my God. See, the only comment I looked on it, I said, that's really interesting. I said, that's really interesting. I hope all 5 of your viewers enjoy it, Yeah,
he's got a pathetic channel. But like I said, Sean Hawkins has my content on there. Did I copyright Sean? Or did he copyright Sean for the same thing he copyrighted me on?
No, see, that's their whole thing is I can't understand how the globe mind can have so many contradictions of thought in everything. Everything that they think is contradictory to one another, and it makes perfect sense to them. And I'm like, how is this making any sense to you? You can't, you can't have 2 things be true at the same time,
Exactly.
That's the paradox of a globe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy. But anything to make your life harder, isn't it? Just because they can't do it at flat earther, just so they can make your life harder, they'll copy strike you on your own stuff just to take. That's taking the piss. It really is.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it just blows me away. And this is what gets me is like there's on Facebook and these other groups, there's, flat earth pages, right? And what I'm running into more, and this seems to be their big tactic. We're seeing this with Rachie. We're seeing it with a lot of different people that are putting out, look, I used to be a flat earther, but now I've caught sense and I'm now sane and here, this other bullshit. So you've got a lot of Facebook pages that are out there right now claiming that, flat earth group, flat earth society, whatever they put on there. And it's run by freaking globers. You can tell right off the bat.
But I mean, look how trolly Rachel has become. She's literally become a troll. It's like you can't even converse. That's why I don't even respond to her videos anymore, because it's so bullshit that I don't see a reason to. It's literally like a waste of time.
It's to get you off track.
She's trying to hook me for attention to get content out of me. So I'm just literally ignoring her because she is a troll.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest tactics that they're using, especially on social media, is that they are trying to bait you into saying something they can report you for.
Exactly. They try their best.
So I turned it right around on him this morning. I got up and there was some guy. He said, "Why don't you just go ahead and take your guns and use them like that?" And I said, "Oh, really? How should I use them? Right? Are you suggesting violence here on Facebook?" So I reported him. He's quiet now. He's quiet now. I'm going to use your tactic against you. I'm going to use your own tools against you. And I'm like that with everything. You know, I'm also, you know, people, you know, I'm here in America. I'm heavily prepared for whatever's going to come about. And one of the things I've based my calibers of weaponry that I've chosen is based on what is I'm most likely to find on dead bodies on a battlefield. So that's what I go for. You see? And that's what I teach people. You know, it's like, go with whatever, use their shit. If you shoot an enemy, take their gun and use it up. Save your own shit.
Exactly. Hey, Brian, good to see you, man. And Jolly Man also popped in now. Thomas, great question. That's so proof. They reverse the burden of proof. How does satellite work? It's your claim. Exactly. I mean,
well, all the time they're reversing it. Oh, prove the earth is flat. It's like, you're the one with the claim. You have a claim of a globe earth with specific sizes, specific distances, specific speeds, specific causes. I'm not buying it. It's like the example I use. If I claim that I can turn into a chicken at will, you don't have to prove that I can't. I have to prove that I can.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the positive claim.
That's right.
Hey, Jeff Gas said, "What's up?" But yeah, that's the thing. It's like when we talk about gas per self-containment.
Oh God.
We say, okay, please just demonstrate to us your claim. No, but you guys have to prove to us that you need containment. There we go. Blow the paper. That's insane.
God. I saw him do that, and I'm like, "This is done. This is all over before it even started. Come on."
It's insane.
Yeah, we're right back.
Yeah, he was probably never a Glober. Never a flat earther, sorry. She was probably always a Glober.
No, it's insane. I mean, I gave Rachie the benefit of the doubt. I mean, look, even when she so-called became a globe earth again and she came onto chat, she was so dishonest that show it wasn't even funny. I mean, look, when I asked her simple questions, like literally she played dumb.
Yeah, it's mad that she could go from agreeing with us about most things, apart maybe not Coriolis or RDD, whatever. And then and the people that she was talking to in our chat and calling them stupid like Phil Bell and all that she's now like looking the butt cheeks. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yep, exactly.
People like her are a paradox. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I love it when you say, you know, they'll say, "Well, what is the cause?" I say it's relative density disequilibrium. What does that mean? Do you speak English? Do you know what those three words mean? Put them together, man.
AC can Star Wars to see you. Yeah, I mean, they just don't get it.
They do. They just act like they don't.
I think they no, but I literally think they got such a cognitive bias. It's like if something comes in their way, it just disappears. It's like they don't see it.
Well, I've said this for the longest time. It's a spell. This entire thing, everybody is under a spell. If you think about when people are hypnotized, most often they use spinning balls, concentric circles, spirals, that kind of a thing. This fascinates people. This is why we put mobiles over top of people's little babies' cribs. And most times we're indoctrinating them with little planets and bullshit to begin with, right? But we are fascinated by that. It hypnotizes us. And it's like some kind of a spell. And what I found is when people finally realize and they come to the idea of the true nature of the earth, all of the rest of the bullshit starts falling to the side. It's sort of like, oh, wow, have I ever been snowed, man? Have I ever been snowed?
Mhm.
but you have to get them out of that spell before they can see it. And
Yeah.
I say that it is the crucial foundation stone for the rest of the deceptions.
But the thing is, they have to want to get out of it, and they don't want to. It's like sort of having a drug addict, and the drug addict doesn't want to get released from the drug addiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
So
sure.
they can
right.
act all in the beginning. Yes, yes. I know it's wrong. I want to, change. But in the meantime, they're not serious about it. And then when they finally get through the challenge to actually do it, something about it, they just be dishonest and you do it anyway. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, it's
It-
definitely
it-
no debate.
I had somebody going, about that the other day. They was talking about their NASA stuff and everything, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know. They're really up there." I mean, I thought it was amazing that Hollywood went to the expense to send Sandra Bullock all the way up to space to film that movie Gravity. I mean, holy cow! And then if you've ever seen the TV series, it's a comedy show called The Big Bang Theory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, that one of the characters on there, they actually sent him to the International Space Station. I know because we saw him up there floating around with other astronauts that were real astronauts, supposedly. And he had a little weightless pen and everything. And I was like, wow, have we really come a long way in entertainment that we can just send our casual actors up to the space station and shit all the time?
Cool.
I mean, they can't be faking it, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. If space can be faked, how do you know that it's not?
And it's easily faked. It's not like it's this is one thing I've realized. The people make it sound like it's just so hard to fake it. I mean, I've seen things done by a 13-year-old in the Congo with a little iPhone and a little green screen that puts some Hollywood movies to shame.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Come on.
It's ridiculous.
Captain Kirk went. See, some of you guys are younger. Some of you guys are younger than me, but I was around when they did the Apollo missions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the programming going on with the TV. And of course, I was just a kid. I was really into it, man. I begged my mom for Tang at the store. And she was like, that stuff's garbage. We're not buying it. And I'm like, but Neil Armstrong drinks it. I don't give a shit what Neil Armstrong, anyway. But the whole thing is every day they would have an update on the astronauts, right? And it would all their medical shit. Their blood pressure was such and such, and they ate so many grams of eggs this morning, and blah, 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 blah. And their heart rate was this. And they have to make sure they're in prime physical condition for space, the rigorous space as such a hostile environment. And in fact, they started a thing here around that called the Presidential Physical Fitness Test for kids.
Yeah.
We have to get our generation ready for the next generation of space. Well, here I am. I'm 58 years old, and I've only gone as high as 35,000 feet. So that's not coming. So they were all the time about how healthy and everything you had to be an astronaut. And then you take old fat ass William Shatner, who's damn near about ready to die, and you stick him in a rocket and up you go. No problem.
I want to see how, I want to understand how he would be fit enough to do what he did.
I know.
Doesn't make sense.
Seeking Star Wars. How dare you question CAC?
I mean, they're so serious about if they had to try and put him in a dragster, they would do tests with him and they'd probably tell him, sorry, dude, you're not fit enough to be able to take the G-forces in a drag car. Now they can able to stick him on a rocket.
That's no problem.
It's ridiculous.
Come on.
It's ridiculous.
Don't worry, Bill.
He's doing what he's paid for, isn't he? He's an actor.
It's like, don't worry, Bill. It's going to be just like the old days at Desilu Studios. You have nothing to worry about.
Just the effect is a bit worse.
I mean, you know how easy it is just to put someone on a simulator because they train them on a simulator first. I should have said, one mind, one spirit. It just says devices not connected. I think he's trying to get in, but I think he's struggling with his reception, just in case you know one mind. But yeah, it's insane. They're so when they train for the so-called Blue Origin thing, the bigger space dildo.
Yes.
They literally train with a simulator.
Mm.
It's
Video
so
game.
easy to take that. How can I play? Just play like you're really going in space, guys, on the simulator, so we can make a promo video. In the meantime, they take that and make as if they're really going to space.
They might
Yeah.
even have these guys MK Ultra to where they actually believe that they are. I mean, look at Don Pettit.
Yeah.
Could
That
be.
guy.
Mhm.
Wow.
I mean,
He's got-
people have been hypnotized so much. It's easy to just say, okay, guys, we'll have to hypnotize you to get your blood flowing properly, everything. We got to get you. It's part of the thing. And then in the meantime, they're literally hypnotize them to make them think they're going where they're going.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah. I mean, they made people in the UK with that program in the 90s think they went to space. You know, I can't remember what the program was called. Somebody in the chat on it. No, it was with Johnny Vaughan. Anyway, Johnny Vaughan.
Oh
You
yeah.
remember that? Yeah, they made them make just normal people from the public think they were going to space. You know what I mean? That was in the 90s. Crazy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that was called.
Well, they've got so many people trained to go ahead and go along with consensus. You know, the old ad populum. And it's like, well, everybody knows or everybody thinks this, and it doesn't matter. There was a point in history where everybody thought that mice would spontaneously generate from trash. This was the scientific explanation, too, that mice could actually spontaneously generate from garbage. We know that that's not true, and it's stupid. They also thought that if they blew smoke up your butthole, that it would actually save your life, too.
Exactly. Sorry. Hey, Peter Collins.
I'm all right.
But this is a good thing. But this is a good question from Gavin. Why does Jeff Bezos' rocket look like that? It seems dodged to me. I think it's on purpose. Yep. Like idol worship to some pagan something or other. Do you know why they have that shape? It represents Baal, guys.
It's a
And
phallus.
and if you look at that feather that they have on the side, even the symbolism of the feather is dedicated to ancient worship. So
They'll do this too. when
plain
it's
in your face.
They're tracking it while it's blasting off, and it's going like this, and they'll shake the camera,
And it
so
changes.
goes like this. It goes like this. So just say
When
add
the
a
middle,
little more to it.
or the middle goes invisible, or it changes color when it's back down. It's like, what?
That's right.
Hey, Don Logan, what's up, Moomin Rider? Glad you could have it. Oh, glad you could have it. Glad to see you.
Yeah, you just offered me McDonald's, so Flats can have it.
I can't.
No, of course
I
not.
already had my treat meal today. For lunch, I had a donut and a protein shake.
There is nothing under the golden arches that belongs in a human body.
No.
I'm just going to put that out there.
That's true. That's true.
Spuddy's asking, how the hell did you get on the ISS?
It wasn't. I hitched a ride with Elon.
Right. You got back.
You're hanging out, but it's crazy time of the month right now too. The crazies are really starting to come out, and I was dealing with them on my show last night and in real life. I not only had to ban a troll off of my show, I actually banned one out of my yard last night.
What?
Yeah, man. A buddy of mine was over here. He's learning, getting interested in this stuff. And he's married to this crazy bitch, right? And so she kept texting him and calling him and shit in the middle of the show. And finally I told him, I says, man, just turn that thing off. Well, the next thing I know, I hear a horn honking out in my driveway. I'm like, what in the fuck? So I mute my microphone. I go outside. There she is, out there texting like a crazy person. I just clapped on her window real quick. She rolled the window down, looked all scared. I says, you got like 2 seconds to get the F out of here right now. I don't want you here. I'm going to have you trespassed. Get out of my driveway now. She started running her mouth. I said, you ain't got shit that you could say that I want to hear right now. Get out of my driveway. go. And boom, had to go. I came back and said, yeah, I'm tired. I'm not dealing with these people anymore. I'm just not.
But that's the thing. A lot of them are literally unstable. They're mentally unstable.
Yeah, I like.
Well, who the hell goes over to somebody's house in the middle of a neighborhood, pulls in their driveway, and starts blasting the horn at 11:30 at night?
That person.
That's ridiculous.
I think it's something Sean Hawkins would do, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think his windowless van has a horn.
No, I think they don't let him out the old age home.
Got his little free candy sign and his windowless van.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But as far as I'm concerned, that dude is completely irrelevant. After that email exchange between modern day Dave, oh my God, this guy. And then he tried to be all sneaky and cut me out of the email loop when he refused. And modern day debate said, oh, he must have forgot to say reply all. And here's what he said. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's declined, whatever. So if you need me for an alternate next time, keep me in mind.
But that's what he does, though. But that, you see what I mean? He says, yeah, we'll debate, blah, blah, blah. He makes stipulations.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if your stipulations are made, he runs away and then ends up saying, no, you didn't keep to it. You're the one being
right.
Because that's what he is. He's a coward. He's a big coward.
Well, this is why I think that there's a lot of these guys, and let me tell you, this was really telling to me. And I had speculated it for a long time. I'm trying to understand the mindset of somebody like McToon or Fight the Fat Ass and, the rest of these guys. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I was going, did they get in some kind of trouble and they've worked out some kind of a deal where they do this shit? And I speculated that for a long time. And then I was watching that thing from Dean Odell and Locke down there in Tennessee. And afterwards, Jaron was talking to Dave Weiss. And apparently McToon was there.
Yeah, McToon was there. Yeah.
And Dave Weiss was like, asking him straight up and said, why do you do this? Did you get in some kind of trouble or something like that? And he said, McToon just gave him a blank look and turned around and walked away.
Huh.
And I was like,
I have heard this before. You never know. How do you not know that maybe they did something and this is their way of keeping out of the trouble? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're forced to do this or they get paid for it. Because no one can be this dumb and dishonest on purpose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was pitiful that day, Brian, when Sean came to debate and he just refused to say a word, then pretended his mic was broken. Yeah. That's some debate that way.
Yeah. Hey, Oz, good to see you, man.
Weiss said he didn't even recognize him when he walked up. He wasn't wearing his glasses. And he goes, hey, how you doing? And shook his hand like that. And he was like, oh, pretty good. And he says, it's me. And he's like, who? And he put his glasses on and he went, McToon? And Weiss said, I didn't even recognize him. He's just pasty and nasty, greasy. He said his hand, from shaking his hand, felt weird for a couple of hours after. He said he washed his hands like 5 or 6 times because there was just like this vibe that came from him. It was just terrible. And I was like, I can believe it. I've run across people like that. You just can't shake their vibe away.
They give bad vibes. You get those people. Like you feel uncomfortable. Definitely.
Glober chilling a community service. Right on, Lucky.
But yeah.
He always calls himself MC too, and I don't know. I think I think he might just be a lesbian substitute teacher in hiding.
Well, he does love playing with Lego.
Oh wow!
Oh, my God,
Rubik's cubes.
It's
Lego.
like, when does a person ever grow up?
And that seems to be a commonality. I mean, the one guy wants to call himself after a child's cartoon show, Jimmy Neutron. You got this fella's over here, and it's what's with the little pointed hair doll? I about gave myself a heart attack this morning. That's why I had my wife go ahead and cut my hair. I had her cut my hair finally because it had gotten to a point. I got up out of the bed and I shit you not, I had one of those little poop dollops on the top of my head, like Simon Dan or Fight the Fat Ass, and about gave myself a scare. I was like, "Oh my God, he's in my house."
Uh, but yeah, have you guys realized that most of these anti-flat Earth people in their bedrooms, they usually got like toys and stuff. They love playing with toys for some odd reason. I just don't get it. I don't really know personally any grown-up person my age or older than me that has toys in their rooms or anything. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What do you think you make doing with
Hey, Sovereign, what are you doing? Why you got that model?
that? Nice.
You muted, mate.
That's better. That's better than the actual
Now we
original.
can see it.
That's
And by the
better.
way, that is more solid than the apparent
Yeah.
real one that went.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I built this. I built this out of a kit.
Wow.
And the interesting thing is, I have to dig it out. But the little astronauts that come with it.
Huh? But
won't fit.
do you play with it though?
No, I used it to show that this would never work.
You see, that's
So
the
I put
difference.
the little scale astronaut, and he won't fit in the fucking top hatch. He won't fit in the top hatch, and it's the scale. And I have to wonder,
Huh?
did they put their suits on before they got into this? Because this was hooked up to the capsule right here. Or did they try to change it into that shit with limited room inside of this thing?
Huh. Yeah, but that's not the but there's so much things that's showing wrong there that doesn't make sense. Even the LM. I mean the buggy.
Mm.
How did they
They made-
fold it so tight to get it in
Yeah.
there?
Exactly. It's ridiculous. They maybe just got their clothes on the moon. They just stepped out in the runways, got their clothes on the moon. They were
Sure.
all right. It's a studio, isn't it? It's
So this came with the whole moonscape. I'm almost done with the entire kit. I haven't worked on it a little bit. I got some more painting to do. I got magnifying glasses. I get really detailed with models. And there's a little flag that you have for on the Lunar Landscape. It comes with a decal to make it an American flag, but I'm thinking I'm just going to make it into a Nazi flag and paint it by freehand.
That's good.
right. Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed he's not in space anymore.
Mm.
It's amazing how you can just turn space off when you want.
It is.
Yeah, teleport.
Oh, wait. We're booming. We're going to beam back up here real quick.
Beam me up, Scotty.
There we go.
Yay!
It's cool. Back home.
Oh,
So
it's insane.
you can like act like you're weightless too. I've practiced doing this. Watch. See, and then I can actually, when I start to come forward like this, then I can reach up and I can push back, and I start oh wait, I'm going back too far. Wait, let me pull myself forward a little bit. Here we go. There's, we're tilting a little bit. Let's back ourselves back. Oh shit!
I flat so. Flat sweat. I mean, hey, flat GPT. It's insane.
But I do this all the time just to trigger those guys. You know.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, look at this. Look at this nightmare. Who in the would you could if a normal IT guy on Earth built something like this, they'd fire him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cables all over the place.
Floating around doing your somersaults, your foot catches on something. What'd you just disconnect? Oh shit! It was life support. Hell, we're dead.
Yeah, but think about it. If something is so fragile, an environment is so fragile, how the hell do you have such an unorganized
Yeah.
system? It's so unorganized. I mean, there should be such red flags on safety organizations there. And I've never ever seen engineers and stuff be so unorganized. Have you ever seen really an engineer, especially electrical engineers and things, be so unorganized?
Oh, I know.
Never.
Throwing water all over the place.
They want everything to be so even color coded and set properly. So if they know there's an issue, they know where to go straight away. Imagine you had to find a short on one of those wires.
Oh,
How the hell are you going to know what to do? What wire are you going to go? Where are you going to go? 25 hours later, I still don't know where I'm going. It's insane. It defies all logic.
Yeah, it looks like a really bad IT closet. Is what
Really bad. Nothing the guys show about the ISS or something tickles my fancy to say it can be real.
Well, if you point at it and walk amongst it and use the word science enough, then it becomes convincing. You see, it's the repetition of the word science, and then people just go, "Oh yeah, that mess is science," and that's how it works. Visuals and audibles. That's all you have to do to program people.
Yeah,
I can do it real fast to you. I could do it real fast to you, Flatside. Say the word silk 6 times repetitively.
Silk, 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 silk.
What do cows drink?
Water.
Yeah, there you go.
I know that one.
Will say, most people,
they say milk.
Most people will say milk. Most people
they will.
It's
but I know that one. You see, that's why.
If I show you a picture of a Muslim with dynamite on his body, every time I say the word terrorist, so all I have to do is say the word terrorist, and that's what you'll visualize, or show you that, and that's the word that's going to come to your head. That's what they did for the last 20 years.
All you need to do is have a guy wearing it and saying Allahu Akbar.
Yep. Well, people were programmed for that, programmed to it, because they continuously associate it with the activity of terrorism. So consequently, the first thing people see when they see Middle Eastern people, probably a terrorist. Right off. And it's just using visualization and wording. That's it.
Check what's going on with Sean.
No.
See, this is all the guy does, guys.
Is he watching you live right now?
He's watching our live. That's all he ever does.
He's live.
Hey, Sean. Yes, we're watching you, watching us live.
Hi, Sean.
The best you got.
He's watching a little behind, isn't he? He's a little.
No, he's definitely behind.
Sean, your parole officer's at the door.
He'll hear that in about 10 minutes' time, so he's not far behind.
But you see, that's all he ever does, though. He just watches what we've been saying, so we can watch what he just says.
Right.
But yeah, the guy's a moron.
Watching us.
It's insane.
He loving that. He using that.
He's not man enough to come talk to us himself. So he'll do that. And then, have you ever tried watching one of those shows back from him? He literally says the most idiotic things, and he thinks he's saying a good thing.
Mostly what I hear him say is, fucking science denier.
Or he puts on screen, moron or something. It's like, oh, that's your best. That's your best. All you got is insults. Okay. Hey, Neil, what's up, man? Good to see you. And Lev, glad to have you in, man. Did you guys see Lev Kung Fu's latest video?
Oh no, I seen the pictures of the sun, the linear
of
kind
the moon,
of
the setting moon.
Sorry, of the moon. I didn't see it. I just seen the thumbnail. I was going to watch it tonight.
It's actually very good.
It looks good. Sorry, I was thinking it was the sun. Sorry, I haven't watched it. I just seen the thumbnail. I think.
Yeah, but it's interesting because that picture, I think maybe we can try and find it quickly.
Seeking Starwater was another sock using your photo. I've had him come on all the time. It cracks me up. People try to copy my avatar and use a stock account in my name and shit. And I'm like, all right, what in the hell, man? Are you in what, middle school or something? Or
it's insane. Yeah, but that's the thing. We get a lot of these type of stock accounts that they literally take the time to create actual accounts just to troll.
Yeah.
Is that the Selenilian eclipse?
No, that's the setting sun. It's a long exposure photo, I think.
Oh, okay, I see.
But look at how it's showing the lines of perspective and how it's going down into the vanishing zone, and then it's starting to curl upwards again.
It was the realization of the difference between hyperbolic visual geometry and the two-dimensional Euclidean geometry that has allowed advancements in robotics with what the actual robot sees. They've been able to extrapolate it so they can see in 3D space instead of 2D space because of using that. And this is the big deception that they try to say, oh, you would never see a sunset because look, I'm going to show you some Euclidean geometry and orthographics from a third person perspective to prove it. And it's like, that's deceptive. That's completely deceptive. We don't see that way.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Cygnus Step, good to see you. But yeah, exactly. But look at that. You see how it's going down and it's compressing into each other, and it's starting to arc up as it's reaching the vanishing point again. Because remember, everything above your eye line goes down relative to eye level, which is the vanishing zone, and everything below rises relative up to the vanishing zone. And this picture here shows exactly that.
Perfect.
It keeps with perspective.
Perfect.
And now they're going to say, oh, but you see the angular size isn't changing much. Yeah, this is due to parallax. If something's far enough away, the angular size is not going to change that much. And if we have atmospheric lensing, you could call it, it's also going to keep to change with the how big the object is going to appear.
I've got a video somewhere that shows it's taken from a cockpit of a plane, and you can see the sun, right? And as he's flying up, you see the sun, and then he comes up into a layer, and the sun goes whoop and gets real big all of a sudden, and then he comes out of that layer, and it goes whoop, and it's back down again. And it's played in fast forward. I'm going to see if I can find that.
Yeah. Neil, just to let you know, Arwen's definitely not welcome here. And he'll be too much of a coward to ever show up here.
Yeah. No, after what he said right there, idiot.
Yeah. No, that guy, he's not welcome here. That's for sure. Check it out. See what we're saying. This is the soccer account. Seeking Solder. There's a stalker who calls me toilet water. He's so sweet and must be 5 years old. Look, the one thing I have to give to the trolls, though, they're quite original. They come up with quite hilarious accounts, which I think is it takes
special mind.
Yeah, a special mind to come up with that stuff. Oh, but it's crazy. Hey, Terry, Jacob, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like, share the show. It really, really is awesome to have you all here.
Damn it.
Is anybody interested to come in as well? You're more than happy to come and have a chat. Here's the link for the Streamyard if you want to come and chat. I was supposed to have a debate tonight with he's got a weird name. What's his name? It was supposed to be last weekend, and then he changed it to tonight. So I don't know if he's just making excuses. Now it just says D. It usually he changed his name. It always used to say Dog God or whatever. God of dogs, dogs of God.
Who was it that was supposed to come on? Was it the guy that makes those cartoony videos?
No. This is like his name is Dog of Gods or something like that. But now he's changed his name to just D with 3 dots. But he was supposed to debate me last weekend, and then he said no, he can't make it anymore. Can he make it this weekend? So I said no, it's fine. And well, he hasn't responded to me at all lately. So yeah. But this has happened to me so many times. The people make times, and then when you get to it, it's just run away.
That's it. I mean, say there's somebody that's. It's more than likely. I hope not. It's more than likely somebody that's just trying to waste your time, but I hope not. You know what I mean?
Hey, Chow Young Cat, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. I really appreciate you being a member for 11 months. Can you believe it? You are a star. Thank you very much for coming, Chow. Hope she's doing well.
I don't know where I did with that thing.
But that's the thing. Every time you look for something specific, you don't find it until after, when
I
you don't
know.
need it anymore, then you find it.
Is that the one?
That's something that happens to me a lot.
Let me see something real quick.
Yeah. So lately, my mind's just been on fitness stuff, which is very refreshing actually,
No.
because it's given me a break from these, worrying about the troll stuff from the flat earth side. You know what I mean? And I must say,
Yeah.
it's kind of relaxed me a bit. Feels like I've been having a bit of a holiday, so I love it.
Rachie looks like she's putting out videos like she's trying to fill a quota or something, you know?
Oh yeah, remember she's part of the wolf pack now, so
back.
she has to be as dumb as them.
That's pitiful. I wonder
Hey, Tony Whitcomb.
how does that get into somebody? How does somebody do that?
Oh, it's easy. The wolf pack decides to enroll you on their list, and then you become part of the club.
Where's this wolf pack at? I'm not familiar with these guys.
Hey, Liv, what's up, man? Good to see you. The wolf pack is, the wolf pack is. I don't know if it was Wolfie 6020 that started it. Probably. I think he's the head honcho of that cult. And then they have people like Raichi now, and what's the other morons that are in there? There's quite a few of them, but they're literally so dumb that they think somehow being part of that club makes them smart. Yeah. Hey, Liv, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. How you going?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good, thank you.
It's good to have
good
you.
To be on.
Yeah. Do you have anything interesting that you want to share?
There's probably loads of stuff. Because like the amount of things I think about through day and stuff, like that kind of thing. It's like it really, like I used to go on Flat Earth Dudes and that 24/7. So I used to be on all the time, and you could just express what you're thinking at the time and stuff like that kind of thing. But I don't know, that video I did last night is one topic and stuff like, because I mentioned quite a few different things. I suppose like that band of reflection underneath, that's where your actual horizon is, at the top of that. So half of that moon, which is being refracted and stuff like that, that's not even moon. You know what I mean? It's just the sea kind of thing, the reflection of it and stuff like.
Yeah, it's the mirroring.
Yeah,
it's already actually out of view, but because of the angle, which is flat, it shows a reflection. It would be like you're having a flat mirror, and then you have that object moved away, and it has that reflection still showing towards you on the mirror.
See, that's why I showed that. That sun going behind the mountain, so it gives you that false horizon, which is a completely different, you know what I mean, and that mountain quite a distance away. So where's the refraction and the distortion and all that? There's nothing there. It's a crisp cut line where the sun sets behind it, and that's what should happen if we lived on a globe, because you'd have a curvature, you'd have a termination line for where the horizon is, and the sun would go behind it, and we're not getting that. You know what I mean? So the Fata Morgana, that's a flat Earth thing. You can't have that on a globe.
Crazy.
Oh my God. You're kidding, Glenn. Come on, no way. There's no such thing as a straight line. Right on. Okay, no wonder these people think what they do. Holy cow.
Exactly.
That's space physics, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, this is why when you ask them, this is what you should ask Wolfie. Does a horizontal line exist? Last time I checked, horizontal lines don't curve, so it's a straight line.
Yeah.
I had this guy from Facebook the other night. He come on. I started to review that debate, but I had been challenging this guy on Facebook all day. He come on, and he said that level was not level. And he said that it's actually, all this bullshit about it's perpendicular to the center of the earth and all this other nonsense, right? And I was like, no. I said, look, right here, I have a 1975 Unabridged dictionary, Webster's. This thing is this thick, man. It's this thick. The whole column in the middle is on the definition of level. I just told him, I says, now you stop me when I get to anything that has to do with a curve or an arc or any other thing like that. And I went through the entire thing of definitions, and he said, yeah, but the surveyor's manual. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Surveyor's manual.
God, I have the surveyor's manual in a PDF on my computer. I know all about that shit. They take sections of plane surveys and then they put them together and then mathematically bend it so that they can have their pretend Earth.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They have to change definitions to keep their belief system, because their belief system doesn't keep to definitions, and it doesn't keep to natural law. It doesn't keep to observation. It literally, I don't know. When I think of the heliocentric model, it makes me think of a very dishonest scam. It's like thinking of a team that's going to try sell a product to a company, and the information and data they give looks very great, but there's no substance behind what they're presenting. So it's all just false. It's fraud.
It's a Luciferian. It's a Luciferian inversion of reality. Exactly. The entire thing, if you think about it, everything that they claim is the opposite of what it is in reality. Exactly. The complete inversion. And this is the heart of that. That's what this whole gaslighting, deception shit is all about. And Satan so deceived the world, right? Well, there you are.
Yeah, but I mean, what does the globe actually present that is really observable? Nothing. There's nothing. It's literally faith-based. Everything they present is faith-based.
Well, one of my favorite things with someone who's legitimate about it, not a troll, but somebody who's legitimate, one of the first things I ask him, I ask him, what makes you think that you're on a globe? And every time it's, well, that's what we learned in school, or we've seen pictures from space, or blah, 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 blah. So my next thing is this. I'm saying, okay, let's pretend you never had any of that. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you were just having your everyday life, what do you do in your everyday life that would make you stop and go, hey, I think I live on a ball and that ball is rotating? What would make you think that? Nothing in your everyday experience. That's why if you didn't take a child and hijack his mind at the age of 5 years old by law, right? If you didn't hijack their mind as a child and you just let them go on living and then said, hey man, did you know that the earth is actually a ball that's turning? They'd look at you and laugh.
Exactly.
They would. So this is why they have to hijack your mind at that age, because they gloss over the obvious physical impossibilities that your young critical mind would never think to ask. Like, how are you having air without a container? How are you not falling off? How, these kind of things. You just accept gravity. You don't ask what it is. They just say, oh, well, it's like a magnet, I had a teacher, actually, I was trying to get my mind around it. And he says, well, if you put water in a bucket and spin it around, it'll stick. And it's like, yeah, but take the bottom of the bucket away. Now what happens?
Exactly.
He got mad. He got mad at me, because I was questioning that shit.
Yeah, but there's two things to that argument, though. One, even the Christians, for instance, when the Bible, I know my children, I buy them Bibles. The first Bible you get them, when God creates the earth, they already got it as a globe. Full stop.
Yeah. Of course.
Everything on the television or anything for children, it's literally just, let's say, for instance, you watch Peppa Pig and they're busy doing gardening. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they would have someone come on a rocket for no reason, like an astronaut. What the hell has that got to do with gardening? You know what I mean?
There's constant references all day long to keep you reminded of it, whether it's a logo on a cable truck, a bank card, your local television news usually starts out with a little spinning globe, of course, to hypnotize you. You can do the countdown. It's like 5-second countdown. They show you these concentric circles, or usually a globe spinning around. Then it goes right down in the corner of the screen and continues doing that. And the girl comes out and goes, "Look at my breasts while I lie to you." And, you know,
what Brian says there is absolutely true.
Well, it's true from right there. No, but that is how it is.
Yeah.
It's
and look at a lot of parents. They go out and what do you put on a baby's crib, right? A mobile, right? What they call a mobile, and there's little things hanging and turning around. And 9 out of 10 times, people will get the little solar system one and stick it up there. Little planets and shit, you know, a little moon nightlight, even, you know, that kind of shit. It was always this reinforcement, and they hijack your mind at a young age, man. Yep. And your parents don't know because they had it happen to them too. The person doing it doesn't know because that's how it happened to them. You got robots programming robots.
But that's what I even said with me. I mean, I've been a Christian most of my life. I was a globe-believing Christian. Mm-hmm. But I was so indoctrinated to believe that the Bible teaches it as a globe, even though it doesn't. You just go on with it because you just taught that way. So it doesn't even cross your mind. And then
you're taught to believe that it's true. So it's like you said, it was like it's faith-based, which it is, but you've taken that faith into these so-called scientists, haven't you? And you kind of think they've done all the figuring out and all these kind of things. There's the evidence of like what NASA's would not say evidence is it, but what NASA's produced and all that kind of stuff. Like, so you just that's faith in those scientists. They're not even scientists, are they? You know what I mean? It's like more of like a movie set than anything else and stuff like. And also what else they use is like they use what you experience in reality. Like often like a globe will ask you like, well, how do the seasons work? And it's like, well, if you think about it on the flat earth sense, why wouldn't they work? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what they've had to do. They've had to tilt the earth and all these kind of things to make it work and all that kind of stuff. Like, and like they've got, there's everything else, which is like they forgot. It's kind of like, you know, like because like you got all the sun's the great attractor in the solar system in their model, right? And the moon's also pulling on ocean, right? So when you get a new moon, right, all the water should be attracted to from the sun and the moon. You know what I mean? We're both at the same side because it's a new moon and stuff like. So all the water should be at that side. It shouldn't be settling at any night side. You know what I mean? And stuff like. Unless the moon were there or whatever, and stuff like that, it'd have some pull. You know what I mean? But when it's a new moon, though, they're both at the same side. So you'd have a massive tidal wave constantly spinning, like the ball spinning with that wave always caught in between it and stuff like that, because it's malleable, it's soft. It'll move where gravity wants it to pull it kind of thing like so.
Exactly.
So,
no.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was on that thing you were saying about you were a globe believing Christian. And it's like, this is one of the things I point to, especially I was watching that pastor that was talking to Austin Whitsitt on that Jeranism show. I was like, how can these people walk around? This is the same thing with the Mandela effect, because it's happening. And I've got verification of this, that it's happening in the Bible, right? And I'm thinking pastors should be realizing this. They should be talking about this to their congregations. It's prophesied in Daniel and in Amos that this is going to happen. They should be, and they're like, oh no, it's a government psyop. And I'm like, no, look, I can show you why it's not. This is crazy. Oh, that would be insane. Something like that can't happen. Hold on a second. We're talking about a book that's full of supernatural events, that's having supernatural shit happening to it. How are you going to deny this, you know? And it reminded me of like when I was a kid. We went to church, and of course, they'd take the kids by age, and you'd go down to these little classrooms, and you had Bible study with your age group, right? Mm-hmm. And the teacher, I remember one day, the woman, she says, "Now, kids, you have to be very careful because Satan deceived Adam and Eve, and he's very deceitful. He's very beguiling. Does anybody know what beguiling means?" And I raised my hand. I knew what it meant. And I told her, I says, he's the best trickster in the world. He'll use any trick to try to get you to follow along with him. And she goes, "That's very good, David." She goes, "That's very good." And I raised my hand up again, and she goes, "What is it? Did you have more?" I said, "Yeah." I said, how do you know that Satan hasn't disguised himself as this church?
Mm-hmm.
And her jaw dropped. I mean, coming from a 6-year-old, that's fucked up, you know? Like, yeah. And now as I come to where I'm at now, you know, 52 years later, I'm 58 years old. I'm like, holy crap, I was right on the mark. I was right on the mark, you know? And it's like, there again, it's permeated everywhere. And it says that so Satan has deceived the entire world. Yes, he absolutely has. And this is one of the cornerstone foundations to the entire deception that we live under right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's insane. But I mean, as soon as you start questioning things, you're seen as the bad guy. And I blame that on the education system as well. Because they don't teach people to think logically. They teach you to just accept. So if someone says something, you just have to take it and just accept it as truth, even though that's not what is actually how things work in life. So they don't want you to think logically. This is especially like when it comes to like maths. Let's say you learn one day to do a certain equation a certain way and you get the answer. Great. Next year, now they teach you a different way to get the answer. Now you got the answer correct, but they mark it wrong because the way you got the answer was wrong. You understand? And then you go to the teacher and say, but I got the answer right. They say, yeah, but it's not the answer you got right, it's how you got to the answer. And they're like, but I got the answer right. In reality, once you've left school and let's say you need to calculate something now and you've got the answer, what does it matter how you got the answer?
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's memorization and regurgitation of information. The entire compulsory school system is basically based. It's designed to dumb down the population. It was developed in Prussia and brought to the United States by a guy named Horace Mann. He's known as the father of American education. Of course, England and these other places had their little agents as well. And what the whole goal is to make you feel like you've learned everything you need to know by teaching you a whole lot about nothing.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what it is. And what I found is the more educated someone claims to be, educated to me is a dirty word. It's a terrible word. It means that you've been reconditioned. It doesn't mean you were made smart. It's not learned. Okay. Educated to me means that I let somebody screw with my brain for a number of years. They put it back in my head and now I have ramen noodles. And that's basically what it is. And you know, you don't question the information, you just are memorizing it so you can pass the test and get to the next level. Like that's why game.
And that's why people have PhDs and doctorates in things like evolution. Because because I was taught that. So therefore real, which is insane. I just want to say thank you, Tony Whitcomb, for your £10 super chat, man. Really, really appreciate the support. You are awesome. He says, the first time I came across FE was Eric Dubay, and I was shouting. I knew I freaking knew it. It was easy for me as that was what I felt all along. I agree with you, man. Yeah. Like I said, even with me, and thanks again for your super chat, man. Really appreciate your support. Even with me, when I first came to things, like I said, because I studied art and stuff in perspective, and it was in the back of my mind, something's just not right. Something's just not right. And when I went to the beach that time and I actually looked out and I looked, and the perspective explains this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then when I got exposed to the flat earth, I was like, what? Okay, this makes sense. You know what I mean? Like literally it clicked. It was like,
With me, the penny just dropped. It was like that. I was no cognitive whatsoever. It wasn't hard for me to come to terms with it at all. It was like, wow, that's because when you're a kid, you're taught it's a globe, but you question it as a kid. You're thinking it doesn't make sense. It's round. Why wouldn't the water fall off? You think that as a kid, but you just accept what you're taught because they know better than you. You know, but you do think that. I'm sure every kid has questioned the globe, heliocentrism, stuff like that. Definitely, even evolution.
Can I address flat GPT just for a second there?
I'm going to put it on screen for you. There you go.
Okay. So the thing about that is this, and I believe it's a sign of that. Okay. People claim that the Bible is God's word. No, no, no. Misinterpretation once again.
The dogs don't agree with you?
You allow dogs in the ISS?
So anyway, the bottom line is this. It's not, it's the inspired word of God. God didn't take a pen and write this shit all down, right? Okay. He did not do that. It's the inspired word of God. And there's too many people that are treating it as though it is the absolute word of God. They're actually worshiping a book and not taking into God's word, which is written in heaven and in your heart. Okay. And that's what people have to understand. So this is, I think, God's way by letting Satan do this. Okay, it's prophesized in Daniel and in Amos that there's going to be this time where the men will thirst and they will travel north and they will travel south, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing, and seeking the word of the Lord, and they shall not find it. Okay, that's in Amos. I know, I'll be right out. So that's the inspired word. And what I'm getting at is that by having these changes, I mean, there's some things in there that have changed that any editor
like Lion and the Lamb
and the Lion and the Wolf. In Exodus, it says that thou shalt have no other gods before me, for God's name is jealous, and he is a jealous God. And jealous under his name is with a capital J. And I'm like, no. There's something wrong with that. Completely. I know that was never like that. And what I was doing is I was highlighting in this. I bought this King James Bible at the thrift store so I could mark it up where there's Mandela changes, right? And so right after I did that, I was flipping through it and this piece of paper fell out that was obviously used as a bookmark by the previous owner. And it just fell out on the floor. And the only thing written on it, I have it right here, was Psalm 83:18. Now, keep in mind, this is right after I highlighted that God's name is jealous. This falls out, and I was like, I wonder what that is. So I went to 83:18, and it says that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the most high over all the earth. And I went, that's not a coincidence that I had just highlighted that change, and this falls out and directs me right to that passage. I was like, that's just too much. That's just too much coincidence right there. Definitely. But yeah, the Lion and the Lamb, it's never been Lion and Lamb. Come on. Why all these people were wrong and made artwork and
but remember it also, that's also why the Bible says meditate on his word day and night, so you're able to withstand the wiles of the devil, because he is here to deceive, and he does use people to deceive the word for the population, so they won't really know what's going on.
Right. Well, listen, I want to thank you all. I'm going to have you on, but I'm going to have to go because I got somebody just pop in and visit. Thanks for having me on. And
always great having you here, man.
All right, man. Good being here.
Appreciate it. Remember to say hi to Chris Hadfield for us.
I will. he's always putting my guitar out of tune, sticking it up through his neck and shit. You know? See y'all later, man.
Cheers, man. Thanks for coming. Oh yeah. Brian Stavely says he might come in a half an hour if we're still live, which would be great because he's the Mandela Effect king. I'm definitely gonna organize a show with him on the Mandela Effect again.
Yeah, I'd love that. Brilliant.
Because he's awesome. If you guys haven't already subscribed to Dose of Reality, Brian Stavey's channel, where have you been? Definitely go. But yeah, there's definitely changes. But like Sol's been saying, men wrote the Bible. The Bible itself is just a book, but the words.
Yeah, exactly.
God's word, the meanings and the words that are there is none change. God's words never change. Yeah, and even though they try to change the Bible as much as they can,
it's written on your heart.
It doesn't change. Yeah, it doesn't change the actual message. You know what I mean? The message is still the same because God will still override even if if someone's trying to deceive and deceptively change something. And the Bible specifically says Satan is the ruler of this world.
Mm. That's a good question from Andy Worth, but I just hope you're not trolling.
Yeah. But it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. So Liv, what are your thoughts on spirituality and stuff? Because I take it you have maybe like a, I don't know, almost new age open kind of look at things.
1,000 years old residual. Sorry, I shouldn't.
New age, old age. It's. I try to be as authentic as possible. You know what I mean? So I've not really followed this new age culture and stuff like that kind of thing. When I practiced spirituality was back in '90s, and when I got right into it and stuff. So when I want to like try and reteach meditations and that kind of thing, like I'd base it from that kind of thing. And there's a lot of things in a lot of religions. A lot of them seem to have like the same narrative going on behind it all. You know what I mean? Like there's a spiritual war and all these kind of things and stuff like, and it's all basically like pointing towards the enemies of the government, isn't it? You know what I mean? They're kind of oppressing us and taking his rights away and not letting us be who we are, hiding his identity and his reality and all these things and stuff like. So this is the spiritual war in that kind of sense and stuff like. So I believe in God. You know what I mean? It's kind of like this is like a life purpose thing. You know what I mean? Like you said about when you first came to Flat Earth and stuff like for me, what's same. It's like I watched the first video, and I thought it was going to be funny. I put it on for entertainment because I was truth seeking, and I didn't want to waste time with it and stuff like that kind of thing. Like so, a couple of weeks later, I thought, oh, chill out because these. I've looked at everything else, you know. I mean, like lizard people and whatever else and stuff like. So I put a Flat Earth one on, and I thought it was going to be funny. Like Eric DeBay, picture of him on it looked like he was on a boat. So it's like picturing like a small little canoe kind of boat. So like somebody taking a picture of front back end of it, and he's like sat up front, and you can see down river, and it looks like tropical and stuff like. So I didn't know where he was. I kind of thought he could be living in Amazon for all I know, or whatever and stuff like. I thought the perspective and all that kind of stuff. I thought it entertained me, but he was talking about like how it fits in with government, and it's more of like a radio show thing that you were listening to, rather than the 200 proofs and stuff like. So the like psychology part of it and all that kind of thing, and it made perfect sense. It's like the penny would. I needed to see the proof, you know what I mean? So I worry, you know what I mean? I'm looking at every video, and it's just never changed since, you know what I mean? Since like very early 2015.
But it's amazing how everybody has different ways that they got into this, but to everybody it was literally like a penny drop moment. It's weird.
The spiritual stuff that I used to do, that like suggested it to me, and it's one of the reasons why I stopped doing it, because it was like I thought, is it sounding me wappy, you know what I mean, and stuff like. So I stopped doing it, and everything else kind of stopped, like like the spiritual third eye things or whatever and stuff like that kind of thing. So I did learn that you can stop it in terms of like astral projection or whatever and all them kind of things and stuff. But it played on my mind for years, you know what I mean, about like I knew we were going to come back to the spirituality stuff, but like the question about Flat Earth and that, because it was like I'd look off into distance, I'll see the night sky, and every time I'd see it, I'd like, how did people ever think it was flat? You know what I mean? And I'd be baffled by it right up until these videos came out and stuff like. And like I said, that penny dropping and stuff like that, it's like, well, it makes sense now. You know what I mean? Like when you look at clouds in distance, you're seeing sides of them, not the bottoms and all these kind of things and stuff like, because it tilt with curvature. You know what I mean? And stuff like. So everything in your perspective and all these kind of things and stuff like, it's kind of part of, I think, probably part of my life purpose to see the world in that globe narrative, because it helps you understand how to unravel it, you know what I mean? And also like the perspective of seeing the globe and in how it should be if it was real, you know what I mean? Like I say about the oceans being caught that's on the day side of the earth and all that kind of stuff. amongst other things like the wind and all that kind of thing, Coriolis force, all that kind of stuff, Earth spins and stuff like the the tail that the Earth would leave, like a comet does. So all the atmosphere and stuff would be all caught at the east side of Earth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be able to breathe at that side, front side of Earth, would you? Because it'd be like that low atmosphere, even if any.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Would you mind if I can quickly just debunk Signastep there quickly?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
He says it's pretty cool how the Bible says the waters always existed, even before the creation of Earth. First of all, that's false. Have you ever heard of John 1? Should we read it out quickly? John 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, not water. And the Word was with God. That's not water. That's Jesus, by the way. The Word is Jesus. And the Word was God. Again, Jesus. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men.
In Genesis, it said he was hovering over the waters. It didn't say the waters was there before him.
Exactly. So yeah, just have to let you know, God created the waters. The waters weren't just there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Lev. I just had to answer that so quickly. Yeah, that'll be great. I think Wednesday will be great, Brian. You guys agree? I think it'll be an awesome show.
Absolutely. I'm game for that.
Definitely. Yeah, write me in your book for Wednesday.
Nice.
Hey, Paul, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. It's great to have you. Oh, wow. Well, we did have quite a good show, though.
Yeah, man. A few people came in for a chat. All good.
I mean, we had quite a few interesting conversations. I mean, that does help. I must say, I'm enjoying the Streamyard, actually. It's nice and plain.
I'm glad that Andy ain't trolling tonight. He's actually been okay.
Brian, Wednesday, I usually start around 9 o'clock or 9:15 Central African time. But I'm more than happy to start about 9:30 if it's okay. If it's better for you, just let me know. Then we can just have a show. Obviously, I can't go on for much longer than like 2 hours or something, because I wake up early in the mornings for exercise and stuff, and I also need my sleep.
That's a mini show for Brian, 2 hours.
I know. That's the thing. That's why I have to tell him I can only do like 2 hours, because otherwise we'll go on for like 4 or 5 hours, and it's literally okay. I'm not going to sleep. I'll just do my exercise now and then go to work.
Yeah, it was all good. But yeah, hit the likes, man. There's only like 19 likes, I think.
What's going on, guys? There's a lot more people than likes. I'm sure you guys can hit the likes.
What is that?
So you guys want to still talk about something, or you want to end the show?
Music. It's your show, flats. It's 20 likes.
I have to ask, have you managed to angle in any globe evidence yet?
Do you know, I shouldn't even be thinking about it. No, not at all. Not at all. It's a lot easier getting a fish around here, and it's hard getting a fish around here. Really hard. Especially when that. No.
Hey, David, good to see you, man. But yeah, just like the title, but just like the title suggests, though, there's definitely no globe evidence. There's no debate. The Earth is flat.
It'd be over. We would have been defeated in terms of like exploring this idea. You know what I mean? It would have been destroyed. It's like the evidence would have been provided a million times over. There would be like so much evidence of it. Instead, we've got everything's like a mock-up of evidence. You know what I mean? Like where we're just fake it and stuff like it's disgusting, really.
Okay, yeah, so great, Brian. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, guys. Brian Stavely on. Woohoo! Looking forward to that.
Japan's
But
going
yeah,
a bit low next.
exactly. But
Is that
exactly.
your 9 o'clock flights?
Yeah, my 9 o'clock Central African time.
Right, 7 p.m. for me.
So it
Right.
would be 2 hours earlier than what it is now on Wednesday.
Okay. Exactly.
But yeah, I agree. If it was fake, I think none of us would have became flat earthers, or you would become it and straight away see, wait, there's the evidence. So sorry, you know what I mean? But there's just nothing.
Yeah. I did months of double checking. Months of looking for, new well, it's been consistent actually since. But I mean, like, I'll be double checking area and stuff like that kind of thing, because it's like I had to find out everything. You have to go to find out, like, stuff like seeing curvature and all that kind of stuff, like seeing your fisheye lens effects and all that kind of stuff. So your high altitude videos and all them kind of things. You have to check everything, and make sure that what you are investing into is actually accurate, especially if to like go from never being on YouTube to being fully dedicated for that one reason. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, especially you don't want to teach people misinformation either. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's misinformation as what's led us here in a sense.
And it's not like you just jump into it straight, willy-nilly. It's not like you want to do something that's going to get you ridiculed and insulted all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's gonna pass in it because people are gonna catch up. It's not gonna look. I imagine anyway. I think maybe some people may never grasp it, but I kind of think once there's that tipping point where people, there's a majority of people, it's going to become really difficult for people to still hold onto the globe when everyone's saying, look, and pointing at all the obvious evidence and stuff like. I mean, like moon landing, for example. I can't believe there's anybody that believes in moon landing still.
It's insane. I mean, look at all the globe believers that don't ever believe in the moon landings.
Yeah.
It's just
but
the
you still get
diehard ones. Yeah, it's just the diehard ones that believe it.
It's ridiculous.
But I mean, you can go to normal globe believers today that don't really think about it, and they haven't come across flat Earth or whatever, or even the moon landing stuff. And you talk to them about it, and even though they still believe in the globe, they question. Well, hang on. There's just so much red flags for the moon landings. Can it really be true? But when it comes to the people like anti-flat earthers, they know it's fake. They outright know it's fake, but it's a quintessential for their belief system that it has to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as they're going to give you one leeway to say, okay, yeah, then they got nothing to stand on. They got no arguments.
It's that the difficulty that they have with the aspect of them lying, the they. Because that's where the world leads us in that kind of sense, isn't it? And so it's like us putting our faith and trust into them, because it's like being brought up into it being one unit, you know what I mean? Because we all think we're doing his bit, don't we? You know what I mean? I'm going to work whilst the astronaut's doing his thing and the government man is doing his thing. And then, behind the scenes, I don't realise it, but they're kind of pulling strings and stuff like. So now we know that we can do something about it, can't we? I think I went off topic, but but I don't know. It's everything else, like contradicting your senses. You know what I mean? Everything like they have to develop a theory to say why you can't feel gravity and Coriolis and the Earth's movement through space, and why sound doesn't change with the speed that you're going through space, and light, because it was going to be 1.3 million mile an hour through space. There's got to be light distortion. I mean, we can hear each other. There's got to be sound don't travel as fast as light, so you wouldn't even hear me.
Yeah, but there has to be something. And there's just literally nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, what's more logical? Let's just, for instance, take Occam's razor, for instance. You go outside, you're just sitting on your porch, and you're looking at the stars going across the sky. Based on Occam's razor, would you say the
Yes.
sky is rotating above you, is just moving across, or are you spinning at thousands of miles an hour as they are sitting still?
It's already in the mainstream scientific opinion that is in the flat Earth area, because they said that you can't perceive it otherwise. So if you look at the stars or anything like that, that's included in that realm. You know what I mean? Because they're saying it's from your perspective where you are. You know what I mean? Even from an airplane. You know, so
But you see, that's how they catch the people. They say you're not going to be able to know it based on your reference frame. So yeah, you just got to trust us then. But I'm just saying, based on actual observation, I can sit on a porch. I can tell you, there's no observed spinning ground. There's no observed we moving, watching the stars actually sitting still. It's total opposite. Based on Occam's razor, what's less based on less assumptions? The less assumptions is we watching the sky move, so that's what's happening. The sky's moving, not us. But they would have to make up a new reference frame, aka general special relativity and the equivalence principle. Sorry, so they can say, look, you can't tell what reference frame you're in, so therefore you can't tell us you're not spinning. So it's just, how can I put it, an excuse to say you just don't know. But yet there's nothing we are able to use to even show their spinning space ball monkey pair, whatever. That space testicle, there's nothing.
We've got a cartoon blue marble every year.
Exactly. And it's not even like they're hiding it from us. It's plain in your face saying it's a artist rendition. It's crazy. That's insane. I mean, when are they going to accept that, listen, yeah, your globe violates natural laws, multiple ones, and you can't keep making stories up to try and keep that lie alive? I think I would rather stick with natural law than just choosing to take somebody's word on something.
I've sometimes said, you know, even the idea of say flat Earth never came, right? And we were still believing in the globe and all that kind of stuff, right? Look at the economy, the resources, the wars. Look how backwards it all is. You know what I mean? It's gonna back when I were on the globe and all that kind of stuff, you know, I was researching and all that kind of stuff before I can flat Earth and stuff. I covered loads of topics and stuff kind of thing. And I couldn't pinpoint, you know, because it's there's something wrong in there, that thing that you were saying, you could tell there's something wrong or whatever and stuff and it's gonna it ties it all off. It kind of connects them all together and makes it all make sense and stuff that kind of thing. But even in that previous mindset, it was still all wrong in the terms of if you were on the globe, you'd need to work together to be able to get off it, and because there could be any disaster, they call it the Goldilocks zone and all that kind of stuff. And how long is that going to be? It's you know, say if a sun as big as they're saying, say if it just fluctuated one day for an hour and just wiped everything out in the solar system, you know what I mean, or something like that. Oh, we crashed into a planet which were 10 times bigger than our solar system. You know what I mean? Because the fairy tale or the Goldilocks zone aspect of it, that applies to flat Earth as well, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A stationary, non-moving, peaceful place. You know what I mean? Perfect for life to be and stuff kind of thing
But also something that gets me, why would you need the ground to be moving?
You know,
for what purpose in life do you need to claim the ground is moving?
Exactly.
Disorientate, yeah. In the enemy's eyes, that's what part of it, I think, is to disorientate you.
Why would God make
familiarize
a vast universe of nothingness? You know, it's vanity, isn't it? There's no use for it, so why? With no life, nothing. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, there's obviously for us Christians who read the Bible and stuff. If you look at God's character, He's a personal God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
his character is to be close to you. The
Yeah.
heliocentric model separates you from that personal God. It's pushing him further and further away in an infinite universe that's ever expanding.
Yeah.
So that already contradicts God's character.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that caught me on the Bible when I read it. I'm like, but yeah, the heliocentric model literally goes against God's character. Everything about it is an impersonal God.
Yeah, it tries to make God look small, a vast universe, you know.
No, it tries to make God look big, obviously, but it makes him look like he doesn't have a personal relation, like he's separating himself further and further away from us.
Yeah, no, but I mean, when we say that the like heliocentrism tries to hide God and all that stuff, I mean, in that way, if they still believe in God, but believe in this vast universe, it kind of tries to make God look smaller. You know what I mean? In a big vast universe, you know. I mean, in that,
because
but I know what you're saying.
That cold scientific aspect to it to make you seem like more like a germ than a sacred being kind of thing.
Of course.
You're just by chance.
Yeah. A little bit of dust.
Because the thing which gets me is when especially when you talk to the atheists, and they're trying to get their origins in, you know, it's like, and then their origins is usually based on the Big Bang. Then you're asking, hey, hello, Leafy, good to see you. My awesome hot wife in. It's always good to see her. But yeah, it's interesting when you take it that way. What was it going to say? What was it saying?
Origins.
Origins. Sorry. My wife took my mind thought away. That's what she does to me. Yeah, the origins, like the Big Bang and stuff. And when you ask them, okay, but what came before the Big Bang? They just say, oh, we don't know. This is the closest thing we can get to is the Big Bang. But then you try and ask them, okay, explain the Big Bang. And they say, well, there was just this very, very dense gas of hydrogen. And it just accumulated so much energy somehow and just decided to explode and expand out to create the universe. All that defies natural law. And yet they want to claim that as being a logical deduction for reality. And then in the same breath want to tell you, but God couldn't have done it. When they don't understand God is supernatural, God's above nature. So he's able to just be. He's the Alpha and Omega, he's the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Do you understand? Where, for instance, dense hydrogen gas had to be created to be there to give their Big Bang. And to give the Big Bang, it needed energy. Energy can't create itself. Energy can't destroy itself. That goes against the first law of thermodynamics.
Yes, as well. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, it's something I really do agree with you, sort of. The origins of the universe is very much unknown, only in your paradigm. In reality, we know the origin of the universe. It's called God.
Yep. We've got a nice globe now.
In that narrative of like how everything in the universe will like in that one dense point, wasn't it? And it was supposed to be like the size of a grain of the sand. And it's like everything in the universe to be compressed down to that level, like how dense that is and what they're trying to seed into the mind. And like density is the opposite of light in a sense and all that kind of stuff, like so like ascendancy and all that kind of stuff, to be in your lower vibrations, to be toxic and greedy and all these kind of things. It connects to all that in like a spiritual aspect of things, doesn't it? So that's what they try to do to Earth and all that kind of stuff as well. And you like look how they do with the how they're controlling the world in its natural way isn't like that. It's nature, you know what I mean? It's full of forests and life and all this kind of stuff, like, and working in harmoniously with each other and stuff kind of thing, like. So it's the corrupt man, not man himself, or you know, him and herself and stuff kind of thing, like. It's gonna like the corruption of the government and stuff like that. The people are quite good. The people don't want war. The people don't want toxic food and etc. and stuff like.
But today's whole spiel, I would say, on people is to toxify the food, toxify people's emotions, toxify everything as much as possible. It's part of the control narrative, actually.
They want your spirit to be as dense as possible.
Mm-hmm.
They want that to fit
Exactly.
into their narrative of their world, what their realm is like, or like Satan's realm or whatever and stuff like. In a sense, like I don't see him as like the god of this world, in the sense that it's gonna like he's got like maybe a hidden rulership, but what kind of ruler hides himself? You know what I mean? If he's really a ruler of this world, he wouldn't be hidden. You know what I mean? A true ruler and stuff like. It's more like a coward in that kind of sense and stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I just got to answer that quickly again for Mandela. That's what. Can a gas exist next to a vacuum without a container? Not gas pressurized, just gas. Gas is pressurized. That's what gas is. It's literally pushing off of something for it to be a gas. Can you show gas existing without containment? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, well,
By
I don't.
default, but think about it. By default, all gas exists because it's in a pressurized system.
Mm.
It can't exist if there's no system to be in. So it can't exist if it hasn't got pressure, because the definition of a gas is literally the pressure pushing off of a container surface wall.
Yeah, Paul, I don't like the NIV, but that's my personal taste. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. I mean, I have heard people say it doesn't translate it very well, but I don't see much difference in it. To be honest, I just prefer to use New King James or King James.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like a whole bunch of different translations.
Yeah. I call it
But
nearly
my favorite is still the King James. But I've got a whole bunch of different translations. And yes, they have subtle differences in variation, but they still say the same thing.
Yeah.
They still say the same thing, even though their variation and versions say it differently, but it still says the same thing.
That's it. I just don't. I mean, the first one I learned out of was New King James, but I prefer not to read New King James. Sorry, NIV. The first one I learned from was NIV, but I prefer to read New King James. But like reading King James, but as just a personal thing. Like I say, I've heard people say that it doesn't translate too well. But like I say, I don't see too much difference. It's just a personal thing with me. I prefer other versions. So when I say NIV, I sometimes call it a nearly inspired version, when it obviously doesn't mean that. That's just because of my preference. You know what I mean?
But that's why I think it's also very important, if you want to get studying into the word, it's very important to go back to the etymology and the root words and the meanings.
Yeah.
Because that gives you a structure to know how it's translated and what it's actually saying. Aye. Especially because English has really been watered down. You know what I mean? The deeper you go into the original languages, the more you see the meanings behind the words they used.
Mm.
Mandela. Pressure, he says, gas pressurizes gas in small area, but gas in a vast area, gas is not pressurized. That's false. PSI is PSI. Doesn't matter the area. Area means there's physically space where the gas can move around. Let's, for instance, you can take your barometer down at sea level and you measure 14.7 psi. Now you can take that same barometer and go up Mount Everest. You measure a much lower pressure. There's still pressure. You just got a vast around area for the gas to hit. That's all. It's still pressured. There's gas literally can't exist if there's no pressure, because the gas is the thing that causes the pressure. And to have a gas reading means there's gas pressure.
Right.
Yep, there's no such thing as zero pressure, let alone negative pressure. I agree. Exactly, Paul.
You can't. It's impossible.
I think that was a good show, guys.
Yeah, that was decent. It's decent. We didn't get the debate, but there we go.
But I enjoyed the chats, and I appreciate you coming on, Lev, as well.
That's okay.
Actually, nice listening to you talk.
Definitely, it's good to hear somebody else as well.
Yeah, so that was really cool. You should come on more often if you're able to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I enjoy coming on. I've not been on for a while for streams and stuff kind of thing. Go on banners and stuff kind of thing when he's got it on and that lot. And
yeah, shout out to
Banner. I've been chilling and stuff like, but yeah, I will come on. Yeah,
awesome.
Everybody,
Thanks, man.
Everybody sub to Lev as well, man.
Yeah, David Banner's definitely got awesome.
I mean, next series, well, my Origins of Life, they've got some really good stuff in it. But I don't know, like the previous ones are kind of like important because it's like, you know, you're going to watch them in order and stuff like that. So, but I suppose you can watch them, but you know, like the next one and stuff kind of thing, like, because you know, like people like watch the wave as things come out and stuff like that kind of thing, and then they watch what's like old videos of like, you know, a bit old one, aren't they? You know what I mean? So, but because it's a kind of like I've told like the beginning of how I'm explaining things and how I go through it and stuff kind of thing. There's a kind of an order to it and stuff like so. But it's got some significantly good stuff in it. So you know, you don't need to see previous stuff in a sense.
Okay, so it's very informative there.
Yeah. It's
gonna break it down. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite good. I don't want to say it.
But yeah, we'll definitely look out for it, man. If you guys haven't subscribed to Lev's channel, dudes, please do. Let me see if I can quickly get your link.
Yeah, I was just looking. I'm definitely subscribed to your channel, but what's the name of it again? Because it's not. Is it under your name?
Yeah, it's this Lev Kung Fu Shaolin.
Yeah. I had it. Where is it now?
I'm sure I'm subscribed to, but I just couldn't see it in my list there. So I was just looking for the link.
I've premiered it. I haven't done live, so it might not pop on your side as much and stuff kind of thing. Like live streams dominate that, don't they? But
definitely subscribe. Why is it not there?
Okay, there's the link.
Queen Bee's posted it.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. Thingy got it.
Miss Mod as well. Thanks.
Yeah. Thingy. Try to remember her name. Who are you, Miss Mod? I can't remember your name.
And yes, Paul, 14.7 psi is just an estimate because it keeps changing constantly because gas is homogeneous and we live in a dynamic system. It's an average estimate.
Sorry. It's done the same to me as it done to you. Remember, I unsubscribed from you before. I was subscribed to Lev and I'm not subscribed anymore. So I've just subscribed again.
It happens quite a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm shadow banned maybe. I spent most of my time on streams rather than developing my channel and stuff like until I started doing this about a year and a half ago or so. But so I don't know why I was shadow banned as such, like, you know, because if you're going on other people's streams, so God knows.
Yeah, you know the YouTubes doesn't like truth, dude.
Cheers, babe.
That's it. It's part of them, isn't it? It's owned by Google, and Google's owned by them.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say thank you guys for coming. Was quite a nice show. Really appreciate you guys coming on. Imagine I had to sit here all alone, counting my toes and my fingers. I was gonna say thank you to everyone. Sorry.
It wouldn't take you long, would it? To count all your fingers and toes.
I can do it 10 times or 100 times.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, I could just do what Ranty did. And instead of saying gas pressure doesn't need containment, I'll say without the container there can be no gas pressure. I can say that 1,000 times.
What did he do?
That's a stream he did when he so-called became a glober. Remember, repeating 1,000 times gas pressure doesn't require containment. to try and how can I say, con himself to believe that.
Unbelievable.
Really idiotic.
Crazy.
So, yeah. But thanks for coming, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody in the chats. Thank you for the super chats, for the likes, the shares. I really appreciate everybody's support. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for another epic stream. So much blessings, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Awesome.